Yeah. Okay, my people. We are going to review a whole lot of things today. Meanwhile, good day and God bless you all. Like I always say, every day in this our movement is Tibor and Nozo. And we are getting serious at the same time every day to make sure that we get to where we are going. Now, there's a lot of story out there. There's the story about the upcoming election in Anambra State. And also there's the story about this Cindy in this Costa Rican girl who is causing confusion everywhere. People no longer understand who she is working with, or who she is working for. But we are going to put clarity to all of these problems. But at the same time, we are going to concentrate today mainly on the election in Anambra State. We believe election is going to hold, and we support for election to hold in Anambra State, as we are making preparation to make sure that we put a Biafran-minded individual as the governor. And by the grace of God, it will come to pass. It will come to be. It will be made to stand. And I believe everybody in Igbo land now believes and knows it, that the Biafran struggle, if we can get our people to understand that political means, the political strategy is the way to go about it. Any candidate that comes out, and if we can identify a platform, make people understand it, any candidate that comes out through that platform will emerge victorious in whatsoever election that is held today in the whole of Igbo region. And today, it is a fact that the Biafra movement have an organization known as the MOBIN, Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria. And this movement have an identification with an already registered party in Nigeria, which is the UPP. In as much as we can tell you the truth, and that is why we are concerned, why we are today going to bring you in full lowdown about how the Biafra movement stands with a political organization that is established and registered in Nigeria. It is difficult, the game we are about to play, but it is one that we believe by the grace of God we will make it through. Now, the irony of the whole platform, the UPP platform, which the MOBIN is collaborated with, is that even if you are Biafran minded, and those who are not Biafran minded have the possibilities to run on that very platform, because it's a registered Nigerian political party. People who are members of UPP before that collaboration, you know, UPP ran also last presidential election. So there have been people registered to UPP who are members of UPP who have been there before the collaboration of MOBIN with the UPP. So these people have also the right to remain with their state of mind, their belief of running as a Nigerian candidate under UPP. Also, like now, because of this combination, so to say, the people who are Biafran minded also have the right to run under the same platform of UPP. So in this case, it is something that we, the Biafran have to understand what is really going on here. Now, there are 7 aspirants for the Anambra gubernatorial election that wants to use the platform UPP. And among these 7, what I'm trying to say here is among these 7 candidates, there might be people who are just using the ticket as members of UPP who don't have anything to do with the agitation of Biafra or who doesn't believe in it, but they have also the right to run on that very platform. And we have also recognized candidates. That's the job we are into now. What we are doing right now is to recognizing those candidates who are running with the MOBIN platform. You know that the MOBIN platform is a Biafran movement of Biafrans in Nigeria. This is a separate body from the UPP, which is a political party that has been established long before this very collaboration. So we have to put that into mind and understand the system we are working with, in as much as we want to put our own people in place in Anambra State. So now, we have 7 candidates. Among these 7 candidates, we are reviewing, we are trying to dissect if the ones who are the candidates through MOBIN and the ones who are just UPP members. And you know, we want to put a vetting process in place to make sure that any candidate that is from MOBIN, not necessarily from UPP, so that people don't get this conflicted. UPP is a Nigerian political platform that can bring out any candidate irrespective of their belief or what their belief to the struggle is, so to say. But MOBIN is a movement of Biafrans in Nigeria that is responsible to produce Biafran-minded candidates. And we have the opportunity to channel those candidates through UPP that recognizes us, accepts us to do with it. That is, in some certain areas, we should also be mindful of our relationship with UPP. That's what that means. There is a key there that we should also be mindful of our relationship with UPP, because if you look at it, there's something that doesn't really go well right there. If there should be people who are just ordinary members of UPP who doesn't have Biafra in mind now in the same, that have the right also to compete on that platform. But there is every tendency that we must have to start, and the only available platform that we can recognize now, where we can say a stepping stone, where we can lay our first step, is UPP as at now. If we can, that's just to say, in these primaries, there is a fight. What I'm saying is, in this very primary, there is a fight now in the UPP forum primary. There's a fight between the people who we are not sure of. We don't know their mindset. And the people who we actually know their mindset, that they are not for Biafra, they are going to contest now in the primaries with the people who we are sure are Biafra minded. And if we are going to conduct a vetting process with the people who are coming through the MOBIN platform into UPP, you are going to see, you will know that that vetting process is not going to include those who will reject the vision of Biafra, who are just members of UPP. And we will make you know those people, because we will not want them to get that ticket. But unfortunately, we have only 1 month to the primaries. Now, the preparation of the vetting process is in place. Calls are going here and there now to all the whole 7 aspirants. We have all their names here. I will start by saying we have Chief Ifeanyi Okonkwo. He's also going to be one of the aspirants. Under the platform of UPP, he wants to be the gubernatorial aspirant, so he's going to be among the candidates for the primaries that is coming up in less than no time. That is Chief Ifeanyi Okonkwo. We are going to talk more about every one of them and give you lowdown as time goes on what we are doing to make sure that we get everything in place. We also have Prince Ifeanyi Ezechukwu. That's the second person. We have Barrister Dr. Paul Obianaso. That's the third person. We have Nze Ugochukwu. We also have Mazi Obumneke Okafor. You still have Chief Osita Chidoka. And you have Barrister Chidi Ofodile. These are the 7 aspirants who wish to run under the ticket of UPP. We know what this entails. It's a long journey because you have to go through this before you meet the candidates from the other side, which will be the great battle. And we need to make sure, first of all, that we understand. If you go through what I have explained here, we have a first battle as the Biafra-minded individuals to win, first of all, to come out as the candidate, to win these primaries. Because in this primary, it's not as if everything we have here is Biafra. We are also going to identify those who we are sure that are Biafra-minded so that you support them if they come out as the candidates. And we are also going to look into how we are going to make it happen. Not how we wish, sorry. How we are going to make it happen that it is one of our own. Because I think the Biafran aspirants are more in number, but they need to show strength. That is the area now we really need to work on and understand how to go about what is there. So we are telling you that we know that Barrister Chidi Ofodile is pro-Biafran in the movement. So he's going to be among the people that will be going through the vetting process. We also know that Mr. Okafor Obumneke is also a pure pro-Biafran candidate. And we are going to also advise all these candidates, even if you are registered as a UPP member, you are also going to register as a MOBIN member. It costs you 1,000 to do that. It's no money. I think I'm right with the amount, but I know more information can be given to the MOBIN organization in Biafra land. But I know they need a payment for registration, and you is a must. If you are running, if you wish to run under the UPP ticket via the MOBIN, you have to register to the MOBIN and you have to go through the vetting process. And these two people, Barrister Chidi Ofodile, sorry, and Mr. Obumneke Okafor, we know are pro-Biafrans. And also another pro-Biafran alongside that we have identified. At this point, we have not gone through all the processes. We are still at work, and we promise that before the 19th, that is going to be the primaries, we are going to go through and we are going to get every information and get all the process worked out. Now we have also Dr. Paul here, also who is we are agreed to the vetting process, also is a Biafran candidate. But that is also information reaching out that most of these people who declare themselves as Biafran candidate, mind you, have not all at this time gone through the vetting process. So there's also the likelihood that there might be some people who are just saying just to get the ticket. So we are aware of everything. But when we tell you somebody is pro-Biafran, that means from his utterances, from his own admission, he has said that he is. But the process of vetting has not taken place yet. So we have not verified. Because it's not we are not there for the Achikata, but we have to verify every bit of what is happening. Mind you, what we are trying to do here is to avoid what happened with Apoga. If we try this process and get it right this time, I believe we are going to get it completely right 2019. And that is the mission, to make sure that we cover our electoral space, our political space all through the East with Biafra-minded individuals. When we are talking about Biafra-minded, we know how the people, the hardcore Biafrans, we mean, people who are, if we put them there, then we know where we want to go from there. We want to say in the next 8 years from now, which is the electoral system of governance for 4 years of election, we have our whole area covered. In the next 4 years to come, Biafra has made that impact worldwide. Our diplomats have already, in the international community, fortified information documents, paperwork that will lead us to, in the years within that period of 8 to 14 years, Biafra to be there peacefully. All what we are saying is a nation that will be given the allowance from the from the onset of its establishment, to be able to run hand in hand, peacefully, compete with other nations across the world. We don't wish for a nation that will be given the right to stand and then we have a struggle in our own midst for years to stand on our own midst like Sudan or any other. We don't want to compare ourselves with failure. So that is why the foundation we build now is what we are going to live with. And remember that mostly what we are trying to build is a foundation that will age us, because we are trying to do this for our children. We are trying to put a model there that is going to live for generations. And we must get it right. So also, we understand Chief Ifeanyi Okonkwo also to be in Dakar with the voting process. So that is to say, he accepts running under the ticket of MOBIN via UPP to get to the governorship. At this moment, we also hope that the rest three that I still have in my hand here, by the grace of God, will be willing to enter the ticket. I have not verified all the three rest files I have here with me, but we are making contacts. We are in telephone conversation with all these gubernatorial these aspirants. If by the grace of God we get all the information we need to verify, and to make it also, if any of them or their aides watch this video, we want any one of them who we have not spoken with, some of them of which we don't have their numbers, their contacts. If you are out there, you can assist us with that. And if you are one of these aspirants and we have not called you AfricansOline till now, because we have covered almost there are 7 of them. We have covered about 5 people. So 2 people, we are still yet to either get their number or to call them. For one reason or another, but some we had to book an appointment for a later call, so works are on the way. Now, let's talk about this lady. The lady who was somewhere giving us referendum all on her own. You know, you say when people make a fool of themselves, anybody can just wake up somewhere and play around with them. And that's exactly what this lady has done. Because our people have been seen as people who just believe and follow sheepishly, a lady like that can come and tell a people of our qualities, the kind of people we have in Igbo land and beyond. A lady will wake up and say, Donald Trump gave a right to referendum, or United States gave a right to referendum to a nation. And people start to share it. Both lawyers, both doctors, both engineers, both educationists, all what they are, traders, they shared it, they believed it, they run with it. That is a problem with our people that gave right because of so many anything goes. People don't think again. Like I said a long time ago, the people who live in Europe here, because so many of us work 8 hours a day, they have to wake up the next. It's not like Africa. Sometimes because of the weather conditions here, where you wake up in the midst of night when it's already 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, you still meet night time. When it's winter time, it's still very dark. And you go to work 8 hours, you are coming back around that kind of 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it's already in dark time because it's winter time. So some of them don't see daylight in Europe here, if you want to know the truth. These guys don't have the time to think on their own, so they depend on the internet to tell them where the people are thinking today. So they follow where the line of the people's thinking, the write-ups, their seats, where they belong, where is their mindset, where are they thinking, what is our leader talking about? I don't need to think about it. Some people, you ask them, they say, this person said it now. Especially people who bank on Nnamdi Kanu words, they tell you Nnamdi said it now. You say, but is it right if you said it? Have you thought about it, whether at least to think about it yourself. They don't do that. You find out they don't think about it. So this is the reason why this lady had the right to come and put up a stuff like that. And our people start to share it and believe in it. Now, after that, now a leak tape phone conversation came out showing the same lady working now with APC. Now you start to wonder, what is the connection of all these things? What is really going on? This lady is being paid by the APC, Nigerian government, that the Biafran people are fighting their freedom from. And at the same time, in the open, this lady, let's say he's working with the Nigerian government behind, because in the open he writes good things, good stuff about the Biafra movement, up to the extent of giving us a date for a referendum. And we know that now she's working behind with the APC. Now is a time to think, a time to refresh, a time to know exactly. Now there's a double standard going on here. We don't know, a two-face. We say there's a two-face movement going on here. Now, who is she actually working for? For the Nigerian government or for the Biafra movement? We really want to ask ourselves that question and get to the bottom of it. Now you start, after that, you try to say, if he's working for the Biafrans, who along, and again, is he working for? If he's working for the Hausas, who is she working for? Sorry, she. Now, the Nigerian government want to pay her almost 20 million, like we had. To do what? To blackmail, like we had. We had the pattern of her job is to blackmail, to damage people, to twist the issues, turn them around. That's what she does. Now, if she might at the same time be playing the people who are giving her money to work for us, the Biafrans, if we say that, if you want to think that way. But let's explore that avenue. Let's assume that she is collecting money from these Northerners and working for the Biafran movement. Now you have to say, what's she working for us? The good things she's been writing, the wonderful things, but does it go anywhere? When you say it goes anywhere, depends on what she wants to make us believe, that she's working, doing a job that is going to the core of what is going to get Biafra for us. By going to the White House, having an appointment with the White House, getting a referendum for the Biafran people. That calls for the question, is it a reality? Was that true? Can Donald Trump give us referendum? Can America give us referendum? If the answer is no, which the answer is no, that means she's not working for the Biafran people. It's easy then. If we want to say she's working for the Biafran people and they're extorting the APC, Hausa Nigerian people, to work for us, we should be getting valid information. And information of a referendum should not be a one that should be confusing or should be tricky or not. It would be an unfounded information. It shouldn't be. It should be a complete, correct information if she is extorting the Hausas and working for us. But if she is, could she also be extorting the Hausas and confusing us? For what? There's no reason she would do that. Unless the Hausa says she works for the Hausas to use their money and confuse us. Which the pattern described in that very conversation is one that describes their method of operation, which is to twist matters, to bend issues, to destroy people, and you destroy people with false informations. You destroy people with lies. You destroy people with confusing them by trying to put confusion and lying to them, giving them false informations. So that is it will be very clear for each and every one of us to understand that this lady is working where she is collecting the money, because she collected money from them, gave us, she's collecting money from them, and she's giving us wrong information. She's giving us confusion information. He's giving us damaging information. That says she is not working for us. Now, how far or how connected is this lady to the Biafran core movement? That you have to start asking yourself. If you find out that this lady is not working with us, then you start to work out how connected is she to the top of the Biafran movement. If you want to know that, you start to separate the groups. Which of these groups is he connected to in the first place, before you start to know how deep she's connected to the group she's connected with. That is left for you people who are listening to make the judgment of which group this lady is connected to. Then you start to verify how deep is she connected, how to the top, up to top is she connected to this very group. If she is connected up to the top to this group, you will start to think about the works and dealings of this very group from the top, because this lady is definitely working with the Hausas. Then, if she is confusing us and is attached to the top of any group, you should start questioning what these leaders know, this group leaders know. We should not come to conclusions about what they know or might not know, but we should start questioning and try to verify. And the way you do that, questioning what they might know to the concept that this lady is totally against us. Does these leaders know, or are these leaders being used also by this lady? All that questions that will have to go through your mind before you understand the stage the Biafra movement is. Now, what is the message of this lady? We are going to have referendum. What does that mean? Why did she give us that crap as an information? Why, if this lady is so high placed in contacts that she have this accessibility with people in high seats, in high voltage of the APC government, that means she should be somebody concrete and they should be solidified in her plans. But given a time of referendum, saying 2 months time from now, is quite disturbing to think about how the possibility of that. Why did she do that? If she was even a good planner, if you want to connect it to the message of not voting or no election in Anambra State, you start to think about this election should come. The Anambra election should come before her referendum. But in this case, her referendum is coming before the Anambra election, which makes the whole thing, this is a job that is going to completely, now she's been destroyed. And now people are saying she's trying to pull other people down because there's a whatever unconfirmed information that is out there about she now saying rotten things to Uchemefo. And when you do that, that means she is now, like I said, you are linking it a little bit to the top. How well, how connected, or how engaged was this woman with Uchemefo before this time. Because what is causing the controversy now, the boss, is just this video and the leakage of the telephone. Then there's a lot of things that people know that they don't know. A lot of questions the woman feel now completely exposed. We can understand that. Anything she's saying now is just trying to make it up. Anybody she is accusing now might be wrong or might be right, might be an accomplice or might be innocent. So I really need our people in every aspect at any time to always, before you go draw conclusions. I don't like people who draw conclusions from what other people just told them. And before you draw conclusions, to always give that benefit of the benefit of doubt to the two dimensions of the argument, unless you'll be making mistakes. That is why it's difficult for most of the people to understand the manual. Today they say I said this, today they say I said it. These are people who don't understand me, what I say. When I have a stand, I will tell you this is my stand. When I am making suggestions, I leave an open table, because I know there's always a two-way to every argument. And also know that something that is right today might be wrong tomorrow. People change also because of that wave of natural occurrences that change events. And you know, what you know was right in those days are no longer right now, and the things we knew were not right those days are right these days. We can draw samples from all walks of life, every kind of activities we play today, we see it. So if you are denying it, maybe you are living a dream. So what we are saying today is, this is just about two things to make you know what is going on now, where we stand about the Anambra election. We have just very, very close to one more time now before the primaries, and we have 7 candidates. And we put it to you that these 7 candidates are not all Biafra minded, so we should be aware of that. Because UPP has been a party that was there before MOBIN. MOBIN just came in. And MOBIN is the platform that is providing the Biafran-minded candidates. But it's not the only platform providing candidates for UPP. I want you people to get that straight so that you don't complicate. And we are going to tell you, that's what I'm saying, we are going to announce to you the candidates that are for Biafra and the candidates that are not for Biafra. And if the candidate that is not for Biafra wins the ticket for UPP, we will also make you know that UPP is not fighting anymore for the Biafran people, because UPP is not a full-fledged Biafran party. We are only candidates who are Biafran affiliated are to run. UPP is a Biafra, a movement, a recognized political movement in Nigeria that has the sympathy of Biafra at heart. That's all. And we understand that there are candidates who are just members of UPP that are going to come also to contest for that very post, who doesn't have Biafra in mind. And these candidates, people like that, are not going to be among our vetting candidates. We can't do that because they are not going to allow it. And we will also tell you that we did not vet this candidate. Therefore, if he wins the primary, he is not your candidate. And therefore, UPP is not your party. And therefore, Biafra has no party as at now. That we also want to warn UPP that they should start doing anything they can do. We can be warning them at the same time, pleading with them in any way they want to take it, because we know that we, the Biafran people, we are going to win. Any place we come out now, the momentum is there. They know it. The candidates, they know it. If the UPP don't give us the full-fledged platform come 2019, I believe me, we are going to do what it takes to make sure that we are going to get our own party. That is going to be the Biafran movement. When you are there, you go through the vetting process, you go through all the whole stringent scrutiny that will be involved. And we will make sure that we are not going to fail the Biafran people. There is no reason for any mistakes anymore. We will not come back to give you reasons why this governor that we promised you, that we said is our candidate, is not doing it again. No, he will not have the reason, the space to owe us anything. Because we are working now on prevention, not on kill. We stop it before it starts. That is the key. And if you want to work otherwise, AfricansOline is going to expose you. We are working with high influential people, both in Nigeria and in the European world here. We know the influence we command, irrespective of whatever Biafran people are saying or are doing in their movement. AfricansOline is not representing only the Biafran movement. We are vast, helping people all around Africa through the network. So our dedication to the Biafran issue is because I myself, Mwachukwu Emmanuel, who is one of the co-founders of AfricansOline, I'm a Biafran, and I am so much in need that Biafra must come. And for people who know me, know where I stand. I believe in a more advanced system of achieving Biafra, more, even if it means more prolonged time. We will get there. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that is the update of today. Know that we are working tooth and nail, and we are going to get there. And we are going to make sure that we do everything it takes to make sure that our own candidate, the Biafran-minded individual, will emerge as that very candidate for UPP. We know it. When that time comes, if we can make that work, the only people that's why we can be a little bit skeptical about is the UPP as a party itself. Because we know that if they gave the opportunity that only Biafran-minded individuals are there, so we don't care whoever comes out as the winner in the primary. Because we know that person must become the governor. Because we know the Biafran movement have the momentum to win every state in Biafra land. And that is why we want to be sure of the people who will like to use tricks, knowing this very notion this time. There are people, all the whole politicians, they get it. They get the message. They get the hit. They understand it that if any recognized party for Biafra has the ticket all around. So now we know that there are a lot of snobs out there who would like to use their cunning, who would like to use their crook means ideologies to come and overtake the party and take over the ticket with the name Biafra. And that is why we have put in place this vetting process. Any of these aspirants that turn down the vetting process is not working for the MOBIN. It's not within the contest via MOBIN, so to say. So, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Nwachukwu Emmanuel, remain blessed wherever you are. We'll make sure we get it right. In as much as I have that patience, I want you to have that patience. It's 14 years from now. Biafra will come. It will come in a slow and steady process, in a God-blessed mode, in a mode where we have the possibility to contest and to compete among other nations of the world, not in a way where we will get Biafra today and live another 14 years of struggle among ourselves in destruction, in agony that we cannot be able to rectify. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, remain blessed, stay patient. But believe you me, 14 years is the deadline. Let's not make it 21 because we also have that. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.